firefighting?
I've been a fireman since I was 16 years old for a total of 37 years.
When did you first know that you wanted to become involved in firefighting?
I never wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to be a doctor.
Then how did you become one?
A friend of mine and my uncle told me that they were starting a volunteer fire station and that they needed me because they had to have the right number in class. And I went and I became a member of the Firefighters Brotherhood.
For not wanting to become a firefighter, why did you stay in it for so long?
Because it's like this. Once you become a fireman, you're always a fireman. You either got it or you don't.
What was your first fire like?
Well, for a 16-year-old kid that just come out of the tobacco field and didn't have on no clothes except a pair of shorts, it was a little bit hot to say the least. And I didn't understand why. I didn't know what turnout gear was. So I am one of the few that started fighting fires barefooted.
Firefighters see a wide variety of dangers, injuries, and depressing sights. How have you handled those bad sides to the job?
Handling and seeing people lose their property, their lives, their pets, various things of this nature is very hard. But as a firefighter, we're able to know we got a job to do, go do the best we can to help our fellow neighbor, and to return home safely. Sometimes we don't always do that. Sometimes when we return home, even though it appears safely, our hearts are broken, our minds are crushed.
How have you seen firefighting change over the years that you've served?
Well, when I started fighting fires, our first fire I went in I was barefooted. Fire service now, that would be unheard of without the proper PPE, the safety of all the firemen. The type of fires, the type of incidents have been grown from just a regular piece of wood out there burning to a hazardous materials incident, such as weapons of mass destruction.
What about turnout gear and the equipment you use? How have that changed?
Turnout gear has really changed in the 37 years. It's went from being just a thin top piece of material to being heavy duty material that withstands heat, snags, tears. It also provides a barrier between myself and the fire through multiple layers where that I'm actually going up against the dragon now and I don't feel it like I used to. Fire trucks have really changed. There are still fire trucks. They're still big and red and have black wheels. But the technology of them, the capabilities of the pumping, fire water, foam, things of this nature has continued to grow in the fire service. When I started, we used a pump on a fire engine that was rated at 500 gallons per minute. Now a small fire engine is rated at 1,000 gallons per minute, and the ones that I train on now are 1,250 to 1,500 gallons per minute.
What positions have you served in the firefighting field?
I have started as a firefighter, and I have worked my way up through the office of deputy chief, and now I serve as a fire marshal. I also am a fire service instructor, whereby I train firefighters to carry on the duties of our tradition.
What would you describe as your best and worst memories of being a firefighter?
In the fire service, I've had many things that have been very depressing, but I had to carry on. I have had even up to as much as almost losing my own life. I have had very great joy in being a fireman, from seeing small children appreciate what we do and giving us thanks and hugs. But one of my greatest things was seeing my nephew, the the day he walked up to me and told me he was gonna be a firefighter just like me.